Yes, good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
How are you? So I want us to look at literature. That is strange happenings. Strange happenings. Remember, we are looking at the book Strange Happenings by Jenny Marima. That is a novella that for grade 7, 8. And we have just finished looking at the synopsis or the summary of the chapters. And today we want to look at the features of style. So before we look at the features of style, I want one person to tell us how many chapters are in the novella Strange Happenings. How many chapters do we have? You just put up your hand. How many chapters do we have? Yes. Yes, we have 15 chapters. And then the book is divided into parts. How many parts is the book divided? Yes. 2 parts. So the book is divided into 2 parts, and the 2 parts are subdivided into chapters. We said it has got 15 chapters. Part 1 has got how many chapters? I want boys to answer. Part 1 has got how many chapters? Okay. Yes. Yes, how many chapters is part 1? Abdurrahman? 7 chapters. That is part 1. Part 2? Muna? Part 2 has how many chapters? 8 chapters. Good. So you must have that summary with you. So we said, after looking at the chapters, we looked at the themes, and now today we want to look at the features of style. We say what is a style? A style is the manner in which something is made. The manner in which something is made, like how is a car made? How is a car made? That's the way that car is made. That is a style. The way this shirt was made, that is a style. So in literature, style in literature is how the story is narrated, or how the story is told. How the story is told, how the story is narrated. That is now the style. So, having looked at the style in literature, we have what we call stylistic devices. Can you say stylistic devices? Stylistic devices. So, stylistic devices are used in the story to add beauty and make the story more interesting. I normally tell you, we might be having the same story. You have a story, I have a story, he has a story. We have a similar story, completely very similar story. But the manner in which you bring out that story is now how you make people enjoy the story. Just for example, we have this politician called Raila Amolo Odinga. When he takes the pulpit and starts talking, you will see just people clapping. People clapping and howling, yes, yes, yes. But somebody will come to the same pulpit and then people they walk away. Similar story, but the manner in which the story is told is how now somebody will enjoy the story. And that is when now you see somebody having those things to make the story interesting. That's why utaona wanaita papa wanamuita nani? Vitendawili. Yes, vitendawili. Vitendawili. Alafu ona vile mnaniangalia. It's like you already know you want to enjoy the story, but I'm not going to give you the story. That will come later. So that is how the story is made. So in Strange Happenings, we want to look at examples of stylistic devices that Jenny Marima uses to bring out the story. Jenny Marima uses to bring out the story in the Strange Happenings. Number 1, who can tell us number 1? Number 1. Jenny Marima uses what we call imagery. Can you say imagery? Under imagery, we have 2 types. 1 is the use of similes, and then 2, we have the use of metaphors. That is a style that Jenny Marima uses. So let us look at examples of the stylistic devices. Like we have said, there is that use of simile and metaphor. A simile, this is a comparison of two things or people using words as, the use of as, or the use of the word like. That is similes. Metaphors is just direct comparison. Metaphor, we use direct comparison. So metaphors are a direct comparison of two things. Direct comparison of two things. Direct comparison of two things. So in the book Strange Happenings, a simile has been used to bring out the message. And we normally use imagery, similes, and metaphors. They bring out the picture of what this person is saying. They try to describe the real thing so that you see how. Because you cannot say you cannot say the sun was panning almost to turn the brain into nyamachoma. So here, look at page, open those books on page 22. Open that book, page 22. So you'll see that examples of similes from the novella include tossed in the air like an imbala. Tossed in the air like an imbala. Look at that simile on that page. Another person to open on page 26. Diani felt like a sleepy town. Diani felt like a sleepy town. That is the use of like. Then page 135, you also look at that. Like she was showing off her knowledge. Then another one, I felt like the wind took my voice. Then we have another one like a stray dog. That's page 37. Like a stray dog. Then hyena, like laughter. Then the last one on page 85. Look at page 85, where we have Yeri. Open page 85, where we have Yeri. They are telling you Yeri was like a ghost. Yeri was like a ghost. I think that. So you will see that Jane Marima uses similes to bring out the message. And we have said the style is how something is made. So the style that Jane Marima uses here is that drawing of pictures using imagery. And an example of imagery is the similes. Drawing comparison of what she is saying with other things. Then we also have metaphors in the same, and we say metaphors are also used to draw comparison, and that is, we talk of direct comparison. So they create vivid mental pictures that convey emotions and imaginations. They convey mental pictures that convey emotions and imaginations, making the story more exciting and memorable. Look at this. That is what we call the significance of the use of that style imagery. Somebody will say, after you highlight, if they give you a question, the style used in a certain excerpt or extract, you say it is a simile. You say it is a simile. One, you talk of it is a simile, yes. It is a simile. After you say it is a simile, you highlight the same simile. Yeri, like a ghost, you highlight. Then you bring the significance of the same. You bring the significance of the same. Why the simile has been used. Why the simile has been used. And then you will come to learn the importance of that. So here we are saying similes make the story more interesting and engaging. Similes make the story more interesting and engaging. So that is the effect of a simile. And we are saying the metaphors create vivid. They create vivid mental pictures. They create vivid mental pictures and that convey emotions and imagination. So they make you now start imagining, hapo sasa is a lion. Hapo sasa is a lion. So you start seeing hapo sasa, you create that mental picture of a lion in hapo sasa. That is what we are saying. Other stylistic devices we have said, another one we say there is the use of vivid descriptions. Vivid descriptions. You'll discover that Jenny Marima uses vivid descriptions to bring out what she is trying to say in the story. Like she says, large green metallic suitcase, oversized gray work overalls. Then you got the pitch. That's pitch description, page 27. Go to page 27, on page 27. Vivid description on page 27. I fiddled with my waterproof sports smart G-Shock watch as I waited for the guide's arrival. Go to chapter 1. That is page 6. Chapter 1, page 6. Is it? There is that style. So we say vivid descriptions makes the person reading or listening to a story understand. It brings that clear mental picture of what you are illustrating, so that a person understands the story more easily. Another style that is being used by Jenny Marima is the use of dialogue. The use of dialogue. And when you look at the novella Strange Happenings, you will see that almost all chapters, the writer is using the dialogue, is engaging dialogue. So, dialogue are conversations. They are conversations and they make the story dramatic while revealing feelings. While revealing personalities and character traits. So when you look at Jenny Marima using the dialogue, we are saying the use of dialogue is just a conversation. And in this conversation, you will discover that there is that dramatic scenario. When you look at the, for example, Shao and Mawasi engaging into a quarrel. So Jenny Marima decides to bring it as a dialogue, so that you see actually how Chao is responding to Mawasi and how Mawasi is talking to Chao. So that drama makes you understand actually the feelings of this person, the trait in this person, the personality in this person. So dialogue brings out the real picture of a person. For example, when I engage a dialogue with you, habari yako bwana? Habari yako? How are you doing? Jana ulikula nini? So from that you can actually see the real picture of me trying to inquire from him. And like when the writer just uses that indirect speech, like you say, the teacher asked Masood that the teacher wanted to know what Masood ate. That one, somebody will use that one. Another one will use dialogue. So you see the effect of dialogue when it is used. And I'm saying that book, that novella, all chapters have what we call dialogue. Then the last, I want to look at the last style. If I give you assignment, is the use of flashback. The use of flashback. The use of flashback. You see that. Imagery in the novella Strange Happenings uses flashbacks. Flashbacks are past memories brought into the story. Flashbacks are past memories. These are just past memories. Past memories brought into the story. Past memories brought into the story. For example, look at chapter 3. The whole of chapter 3, open chapter 3. The whole of chapter 3 is a flashback. What is the heading of that chapter 3? Yes? The heading itself is a flashback. They are telling you back story. And when you read that chapter, you'll discover that Imagery is bringing out the story that happened, that brought all this, what we are reading in this book or in this novella, because of what is in the chapter 3. Because in the chapter 3, they are telling us what happened that brought Mawazi to this school. Now that she's sitting with her sister, the deskmate. So you'll discover that the use of flashback is evident in that chapter 3. So if you are asked to give evidence in the story or in the novella by Imagery, you just pick that chapter 3. It is very, very clear. So we have other examples of stylistic devices, and that one I leave it to you that you discuss in your groups to come up with more and more styles. I said a style is the manner in which something is made, and Imagery in the whole story tries to come up with stylistic devices on how his or her story should look like. So, class, today we have looked at stylistic devices in the novella Strange Happening. We have said number 1. Number 1. Number 2. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And I said again, when you are asked to highlight the stylistic device used anywhere, be it in a poem, what do you do first? You tell me. If it is dialogue, write dialogue. That's number 1. That's how you'll be scoring. Number 1, write the stylistic device. Number 2, highlight the stylistic device itself. For example, if you are telling me the stylistic device is simile, right? Simile. That is 1. You'll score half a mark. Then after that, you now come to highlight. He was as short as a hammer. That is now you highlight. That's another half a mark. Then you now give the significance of that. So you tell us the style has been used to draw the mental picture of the thing or the person that is being said. So you must tell us why and how and what is the importance of this style in the story. Tell us the significance of the style in the story. That is when now you score 1 mark. Then the total will come to 2 marks. Otherwise, if they just say, give the style, then you write for me simile. You don't score anything. Okay? Okay? So I want us to stop there, and we shall continue in our next lesson.